Welcome to Centropa's screencast on movie making using a PC device. We're going to get started by using a program that comes standard on most PCs today called Windows Movie Maker. And to find that, we're simply going to go into Programs. And if you don't see Windows Movie Maker in your side menu bar, you can go to All Programs, and you should find it along the right side. If for some reason you don't have Windows Movie Maker, there's plenty of other options that Centropa can help you with or make available to you. Sony Vegas Video has a free 30-day trial, and there's a lot of free downloads and web-based movie making versions. But for now, we'll start with Movie Maker because it's standard on so many PC devices. So within Movie Maker, there are a variety of different options. And these options include importing video, pictures or images, still images, and importing audio or music. So these are all the different pieces that we'll use to create our Centropa movie that we've been collecting thus far. So we'll start with video. I'm going to go ahead and click Import Video. And it'll open me up to some random folder on my PC, but I know that my video and my images and my audio and everything that I want are actually in my Centropa movie folder. So I'm going to go ahead and select the video I want. It'll import it into my collections. Now this doesn't mean it's in my film yet. It's just in a collection where I can drag it into my video later on if I want to. So right now it's importing it into Movie Maker, but not necessarily into the movie itself. So I'll show you one more time. Just going to double click on the video file that I want, and it will import it into Windows Movie Maker. So from here, I can also import images. So I'm going to go ahead and go back into my Centropa movie folder, choose all the images that I think I may want for my video, hit enter, and now I have the still images as well. And finally, any audio or music I want. Again, I'm going to go back into my Centropa movie folder, and I'm going to import both the Beethoven Symphony and the Centropa narration that I made on Audacity in the Step 2 screencast. Hit enter, and I'll have my audio files as well. So now I can begin selecting the different pieces that I want to include in my project. So for instance, if I want the narration, I can grab it and drag it down to the audio or music timeline, and from here I can drag it around and decide when it's going to start and stop. I would do the same things with my video and my images. So in this case, I'm going to drag some family photos into my timeline. Add some video into my timeline, and I'll finish it up with one more image. So you can see what I'm doing is quite literally dragging the images that I want to use into the video timeline in the order that I want. So I've got two images followed by a video followed by another image, and they will all play in coordination with the narration that I've already put in the audio file. So you can see that the images are switching as the timeline moves, and you can hear my narration in the background. So that's kind of the basic 1, 2, 3 of how you would put a movie together. You first collect the pieces, then once you get into your movie making software, you add the pieces. And the pieces being the images, the video, the narration or music, whatever it is that you decide you want into your video. The next steps and the more advanced steps are adding titles and transitions and effects and things like that. So to add these more advanced elements, I'm going to go to Edit Movie, and it's going to give me the options for the effects and the transitions and the titles or credits. Now this is how Movie Maker goes about supplying the effects and transitions and credits, but depending on the software you're using, you might need to find them somewhere else. So I'm going to start with effects. So as I open effects, you can see that I have blur, brightness decrease. If I scroll down here, ease in, ease out, fade in from black, all these different sort of movie effects that you might see in an actual film. So I'm going to switch back to my storyboard viewer where I just have it piece by piece, and you can notice these middle parts. And these kind of middle parts are where the transitions and the effects will actually go. So, for now, I'm going to take a fade in from white. I'm going to drag it down to my image. And you can see it'll enter into this bottom left corner. And now, when that image shows up, it'll fade in from white. If I want that image to then fade out from black on the next sequence, then I drag fade out from black into the next image. And I basically go through this process with each piece. If I want my video piece to look old, I'm going to use Film Age Old on the video. And now when I play it, you'll be able to see some of these different images. So I'm going to rewind here. And you can see it fade in from white. This one will fade out from black, like that. And you can see now the fire has the old age film look to it. So, that is adding effects. Now transitions. Here are my transitions, different bars, the horizontal bow tie, checkerboard across, circles, so on and so forth. So with the transitions, I'm simply going to drag them in between the clips, because after all, they are transitioning from one clip to another. And now if I go back to my original piece, you'll see fade in from white. You'll see my Centropa image previously saved, the transition checkerboard, fade out from black, the circle will open to the fire, and then no transition to the last Centropa image. So those are adding transitions, and again, those are pretty straightforward. The last piece we have are making titles or credits. So here Movie Maker gives me the option to add the title at the beginning, add the title before the selected clip, so on and so forth. So in this case, I just want a nice little title at the beginning, and I'll title it My First Centropa Film. I'll scroll down, click that I'm done, and there's my title. Now if I want it to transition into my first image, I can drag a transition between my title and my image. If I want my title to have an effect, I can drag that effect over my title. And now when I start my film, I'll have the title, the transition into the Centropa image, the transition into the next Centropa image, the transition into my home video, and no transition into the last Centropa image. So those are the basic steps for creating a film using Movie Maker or most PC movie making softwares. Once I'm done, I simply need to save it and export it so that it can be put onto a CD or put on the web, or basically turned from a project file into a viewing file. So to export my project and to get it ready to be viewed, I'm going to go up to File, but I'm not going to save it or save as I would have in the past. All that's doing is saving my work and my progress thus far. It still leaves it as a raw project file. And that's not what I want. I want a file that's refined and changed and viewable. It's no longer editable. So I'm actually going to select Save Movie File, and this will give me the options to convert it. So I can save it so that it will be a movie and play back on my computer. I can save it so that I can put it on a CD, email it, put it to the web for video hosting, all these different things. And for this instance, I'm going to go and put it on the web. So I select the web, I hit next, I title it, select next, and now it'll go through the process of saving my movie. Once this is done, I simply find my movie where it is saved on my desktop, and then I can do what I like with it. Put it on YouTube, put it on the border jumping page for Centropa, or simply send it to friends or whoever I want to view it.